dude was just he was real deal trying to he trying to find a way out this fight. You know?
Is Devin Haney, or was Devin Haney, looking for a way out against storming Brian Norman Jr.?
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up.
Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Last week had our conversation about this very intriguing matchup. Devin Haney wanted the Normans to go through with the VADA testing. The Normans wanted to go on vacation. They wanted to wait till they got back, yada, yada, yada. Devin and Bill Haney was adamant on him taking that test now, right? So Brian Norman agreed to do the testing August 1st. Devin Haney came out and said, do as you're told. Showtime Sean Porter, the great warrior, Showtime Sean Porter, seemed to have injected himself into this conversation. And he said things like, he don't think this fight's going to happen. He believes that Devin Haney is going to look for a way out. But Sean Porter had some things to say, and yeah, he had Brian Norman on the podcast, Sean Porter, the Porter Way podcast, and yeah, check out what he had to say.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna ask you this, and then we'll probably let you go after this. Did you see that I had mentioned that I don't think this fight was gonna happen? I thought that Haney would figure out a way to get out of this fight. Then this thing pops up with him talking about the drug testing, and it needs to happen ASAP. Number one, did you see that I had mentioned that this fight would get called off by Haney? And with that being said, were you surprised when you saw the things that came out about the drug testing?
No, I wasn't surprised at all, but like I said, I was cool with all of that. Dude was just he was real deal trying to he trying to find a way out this fight. I don't know if you seen me on the Box Voice when I was on with Bill Haney,
That's all.
but like he trying to find a way about this thing.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't going nowhere.
Uh-oh.
It's not gonna happen. We doing this thing come November, shawty.
Yeah.
So we said, cool. They want to know our whereabouts whenever I'm outside the country, whatever, so I can clean my system, as the fans say. And we did all of that. So no, everything's still fine and steady. We ain't got to worry about none of that.
Does that mean, because I think Devin tweeted something about it, does that mean testing has started now, or is it still going to start on August 1st, Brian?
So, I mean, we submitted everything. We did this and we did that. We told them our schedule. We all know VADA is, what they say, unpredictable. You know, they show up at different times and things like that. So that's all up on them. We did everything. So that's all up on VADA and what they got going on. And speaking of, Victor Conte with the VADA stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
Devin Haney with the Victor Conte, right?
Yeah. That's all that need to be said about that.
So how is it any other testing organization we can somehow get into? Because I don't know if I can even trust them.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Right.
They click tight, but they go way back since kindergarten. I don't know I can trust y'all like that. You feel
Brian,
me?
I once asked, I mentioned this Friday when we had the live, I once asked Victor, I said, do you know how to beat the VADA test since you
And he said yes.
Yes, he did.
Dumbass.
And followed it up with other things, but he quickly did admit, Brian, yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did.
So
help
look,
him. Yeah.
he clearly admitted that he can do all of that, you know, get past it and things of that nature. But also, since they so tight, and Sean Porter, I do believe you are absolutely right with them trying to get about this thing. Who says they won't try to play some little games or whatever and put out some false results or anything like that? Yeah. So how trustworthy are y'all? So is there any other testing organization we can get into besides VADA?
Champ.
Now, after hearing what he had to say, Brian Norman seems to believe that Devin Haney was looking for a way out of this fight. Devin Haney, of course, was on social media questioning why is Sean Porter doing the things that he's doing. It's just, I'm not sure where this guy wants to make sure the fight is legitimate, right? Make sure the fight is clean. But now fans are using that as a way for him to kind of get out of the fight. I'm not quite sure if that's the case, but you got to understand that they got cheated before. The Haneys got cheated before. It was a very embarrassing performance. Very embarrassing moment for Devin the Dream Haney. So one would imagine that he would not want nothing like that to happen again. Of course, Brian Norman and his team, they believe that they coming off as innocent, clean, like, hey man, what are you coming at us with all this stuff for? You the one that's dealing with VADA, right? You the one that's dealing with SNAC. And isn't Victor Conte the guy who knows how to get around the VADA testing and et cetera, right? But the funny thing is, according to Bill Haney, Sean Porter was the one that introduced the Haneys to Victor Conte. And of course, Devin Haney got some things to say about Sean Porter on this, as you can see on the screen, calling him an effing raccoon. Sean Porter says, certainly out of my character because I don't do drama, but at the end of the day, with some fun, and go on the record saying SNAC is safe, clean, and very useful product and tool for athletes. And you see a picture of Sean Porter here with a SNAC shirt on, right? Then, of course, you see Sean Porter here, and Devin Haney reposted a lot of this stuff. And this is from Champside, actually, because Champside, as we know, always pulling out receipts and stuff, so salute to Champside. So Sean Porter working with SNAC. It's kind of questionable. Like, what's the angle here, Sean? Right? Then it says, at Bill Haney, at Sean Zidell, was Conte hiding shit for Sean? Right? They asking the question. Then they show Virgil Ortiz Jr. with a SNAC shirt on. It says, if SNAC and VADA are suspicious, when have you ever heard anyone say Virgil Ortiz is suspicious? Or does it just apply to Devin? Or the guys like Crawford, right? You know, when certain guys wear that SNAC shirt, oh, well, he must be cheating, even though none of these dudes ever tested positive. Not even the guys like Virgil Ortiz or the other guys that you see wearing SNAC that nobody else talks about, they never tested positive either. Is it because of Victor Conte? He knows how to get around the test, right? Then we see Mario Barrios here, also with a SNAC shirt on, who just recently fought Manny Pacquiao. It says, if you SNAC shirt, is Barrios suspicious? Or does this just apply to Devin Haney, right? This is from Champside, salute to Champside, right? Then they show Bam Rodriguez, who just had a fight this past weekend, unification fight, if I'm not mistaken, right? Does it just apply to Devin Haney, or does it apply to everybody? Then Bill Haney says here, Sean Porter and his dad introduced me to Victor Conte in California during one of our many sessions together. And as we know, Sean Porter, when Devin Haney was on the come up, they used to train with Sean Porter a lot. So I'm trying to find out where this little beef or whatever this is came from. I'm not sure where this stuff be coming from. You see guys that work with the Haneys, like Shane Mosley. He'll corner with the Haneys in one fight. And then after the fight, he's talking about them like, you know, like it's crazy. It seemed like boxing in general, not just the fans, but their fellow peers and the people that's actually in the world of boxing don't seem to like the Haneys either. That's just what it seems like, right? Bill Haney, of course, was on the Boxing Voice. Salute to the Boxing Voice, two-tone, superstar, Ness from the Boxing Voice. They was on there, and Bill Haney, Sean Porter was on there, right? Sean Porter explained his side of things.
He's very capable of winning this fight. But when you go off of the last two performances, it's a long way from the lip to the cup when you get in the ring with Brian Norman. And I also said this Friday, the only thing y'all know about Brian Norman is his last, like, 3 fights. I know you, Ness, I know you know a whole lot more about him. But the audience, the boxing audience, the most they know about this kid is his last 3 or 4 fights. They don't know a whole lot about him, but they know that he can thump. And they know he can thump for real. And when you get in the ring with Devin Haney right now, we know that he can't take a punch because of the way he went down against Ryan Garcia a couple of times and the way that he was moving against Jose Ramirez. Everybody's saying, man, he dead meat. He's not dead meat. I just simply think this is not the fight that they actually wanted. And that's why I feel that at some point they might figure out a way to get out of this. Doesn't mean it ain't a fight they can't win.
Now, to hear what Sean Porter had to say, it was fair, right? It was very fair. He said it's not, it sounded fair based off what Sean just said, right? But check out what Bill Haney had to say in regards to this.
Opportunity to talk about the worst dressed man in boxing, no other than Sean Porter himself, and him talking
Damn.
about. Listen, let me tell you about the worst dressed man in
Well,
boxing.
he
I mean,
backtracked. I don't know if you heard him.
I listen. Well, listen. Let me tell you this. The man dresses like a clown, man. Any man that dresses like a clown, you expect some clown shit to come out of his mouth. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, he's a whole character that neither me nor Devin are. And you've never seen what we represent. I never wanted to tell anybody, but we represent all the shit that him and his father don't. You dig? And that's the son being the boss. That's the son being the boss, and dad being the worker. I'm the worker, and Devin's the boss. It was the other way around. So he just got a voice box the other day because he wasn't talking way before. No, he wasn't talking. And when he did have something to say, it was all about the fighter and the resiliency of a fighter and all that. He comes in and says that he doesn't think that, I mean, who paid you to start thinking, Sean Porter? Since when you
God
got
damn.
started thinking? Since when you got paid to be a physicist or a rocket scientist or some shit like that? You did? Hey, I mean, it looks like he gets dressed in the dark the way those colors don't match. And then he
God
wants us to
damn.
tell, and then he wants us to tell us something about what we're gonna do. We initiated the VADA and we did all this, and I was hoping that the guy, you know what he forgot? I don't know if it was that last one upside the head that Terrence Crawford gave him, that he didn't know whether to wink at his.
Now, to hear what Bill had to say, Bill was talking shit. Bill had a lot of jokes, right? Bill had a lot of smoke for Showtime Sean Porter. Look, man, I'm not saying that Haney's is looking for a way out of this fight. I don't believe that's the case. Why would they even go for Brian Norman Jr. if they was going to try to find a way out of it? Because that just wouldn't be a good look, especially considering the current climate when it comes to the Haneys and the sport of boxing. It's very sensitive right now. Like they almost on eggshells. Any wrong move from the Haneys and the fans are on them, right? The fans are on them like a hall monitor, right? So any little noise made, ooh, here it comes with the flashlight, everything's screaming and buzzing. Yeah, any little wrong move they make, boxing fans is on their bumper. So they got to go through with this fight with Storm and Brian Norman. Brian Norman is actually probably was surprised that the Haneys, after coming off 2 lackluster performances, will be willing to hop right in there with a guy who came off probably arguably his career performance on one of the best knockouts we've seen this year and probably one of the greatest knockouts in boxing history. He's going right into that fight with that guy after coming off 2 bad performances. So the Normans are still trying to figure that whole situation out, and they just simply can't believe that Devin Haney is not looking for a way out. But is Devin Haney looking for a way out? Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holler at your boy. Peace out.